And we're on. So, Mr. Croüail, thank you for joining me today for this interview. You are the project coordinator of the Pianoforte project called Resilience to Radiological Events in Wartime, aka RRADEW. Could you please introduce us to your project?
Okay, thank you. Welcome. And so I'm happy to give you some elements about the project. It's one of the 3 projects that have been selected for co-funding by the European Commission as part of the European Partnership for Radiation Protection, Pianoforte. It was under the topic development of risk assessment and management approaches to cope with scenarios arising from threats due to war or armed conflict. But the main point was that we had to take into consideration social, ethical, and legal issues within the project. So that means we tried to have quite of multidisciplinary approach in the project. So prior to March 2022, when the Russian forces attacked the Chernobyl site, and they occupied also the Zaporizhzhia nuclear power plant in Ukraine. So the possibility of having a full-scale military offensive directly targeting civilian installation had in fact rarely been explored by the academic literature or the emergency response frameworks. And this was considered, because it was considered highly unlikely. So it changed drastically the mood, in fact, in the world, and so we decided to try to see what is the change, in fact, in this situation. So the existing studies and the radiation protection guidelines, they didn't take into account the context of armed conflict. So that's, for instance, there are a lot of things to think about. How to change the existing system for radiation emergency preparedness and response, whether these are resilient enough in case of an armed conflict, or what are the potential for nuclear facilities to be deliberately attacked, and what source term could result in case of an attack, what could be the role of modeling in that situation, and how information will be communicated to the inhabitants around the installation. So a lot of things could change in that situation. So that's the main topic of the project. And the overall objective of RRADEW is actually to enhance nuclear emergency preparedness, response, and recovery systems by developing methodological approaches and to strengthen the resilience in the context of war or armed conflict disasters. So we will adopt a scenario-based approach, and then we will try to see how we change the existing frameworks for emergency preparedness and response.
Yes, thank you. Can you describe your consortium and explain how you selected and engaged your partners?
Okay, so the consortium brings together 13 European institutions in 10 countries. All of them, I think, are member of the NERIS platform, the platform or emergency preparedness and response. It's one of the beneficiary of Pianoforte. There are 6 research platforms in radiation protection. It's one of them. So the consortium has been built within the NERIS platform. And in fact, they are actors of different various sectors. So it includes. I can give you the name of the partners. So there is in Norway the University of Life Science, in the UK the Health Safety Agency. In France we have 3 partners: the Nuclear Safety Authority, Radiation Protection and Safety Authority. We have SNR. We have also the Firefighter Officer Academy. We have CEPN. I'm a member of CEPN, Nuclear Protection Evaluation Center. In Portugal, we have the Environmental Agency. In CIEMAT in Spain, we have in Belgium, the University of Antwerpen and the SCK. We have University of South Bohemia in Czech Republic, University of Lund in Sweden. I hope I didn't forget anyone. That's so that's the main. But they are from various sectors and disciplines. So the idea is really to follow the objectives we have. So taking into account not only the radiological consequences, but also the societal consequences in case of such a conflict. So this was one of the topic that was identified is what we call the roadmap of the NERIS platform. So there is a paper somewhere in the Radio Protection French journal that let you know different items we have in the strategic research agenda of the platform. It was one of the topic we had in mind to look at, and so we tried to have this, and we succeeded to have this project in framework of Pianoforte. That's the main what I can say to you about
Yes.
how we build the consortium.
I think that's sufficient. Thank you so much. What key results do you expect from the project, and how do you foresee these outcomes impacting the EU community?
In fact, we hope that we will meet our objective, which is to enhance the emergency preparedness, response, and recovery in case of specific situations. We have started with one partner in Ukraine, which is very important for the project. That means that they can give us feedback from the actual situation in Ukraine and what they are doing at the moment to be ready in case of such an event. And so that's very important for us to try to collect all this feedback and then to try to see if the existing framework for emergency preparedness, response, and recovery are adapted to such situation and what we should change for instance, managing evacuation of population, the distribution of iodine pellet, the diffusion, the preparation of training of responders.
Yes.
So there are a lot of things to think about in case of such conflict that could change a very specific situation. For instance, if you don't have infrastructure anymore, if the roads are destroyed, how do you evacuate the population? What do you have to do to do that? What kind of messages you have to prepare and communicate to the population? So that the idea is to enhance the emergency preparedness and response. So we hope that it will help to do so.
Yes. Imagine. Thank you. And last question. As your project has been running for about a year, what would you highlight as the most significant achievement so far?
So far, in fact, I didn't say that, but the project is framed with 5 work packages. So we have all work packages are linked, but they have various deadline. And so, in fact, at the moment, we have only issued one of the deliverable, which was expected. And this is called the scenario matrix. So the Ukrainian partner, they have elaborated a list of potential events that could happen in case of a war. And so they have selected selected and modeled 3 scenarios. One is attack of nuclear power plant in operation. Another one is the attack, missile attack on a nuclear power plant in cold shutdown. And the third one is an attack of spent fuel storage facility. So all these event scenarios have been developed, and so we have defined the consequences, not only the radiological consequences, but what could be the societal consequences. So we have selected a fake site, and then with close to a real city, but it's not a real site. And then we have tried to elaborate a framework to identify what are the indicators of what could be the indicators of resilience of the population living around for these three scenarios. And this will be the basis of the discussion we will have in different parts of Europe within stakeholder panels to try to, like exercise in real situation, try to discuss what in such situation, what should be done in terms of action. I mean, what kind of message you will recommend to your population? What would be the solution for preparing, distributing the main, I don't know, the food stuff, the water.
Yeah.
So, but it is an exercise. So we use the experience in Ukraine and trying to put this on the table in the rest of Europe. I'm trying to, for case by case, we try to have some feedback. So the main idea is to identify what are the resilience parameters and indicators, and trying to use this to parameterize decision support systems that already exist, but we could include new parameters in this. It could be also digital tools, and then that use these parameters for helping the decision makers to make their decisions.
Yes. Wow. Thank you.
That's the first step. Then we will have panel exercise with stakeholders in different parts of Europe, in Spain, Portugal, France, probably. And then we will try to make recommendations that the final objectives of the project, to make some recommendation to our partners and the different countries in Europe. That's so we should end by end of November now. We have asked for a delay because of the situation in Ukraine. So we have asked for 4 months delay, but we will have the final workshop of the project in Aix-en-Provence next year.
Well,
we have cancelled the idea to have the final workshop in Ukraine. This was the objective when we wrote the description of work. Initially, we planned to have it in Kiev, but it's not possible anymore.
Oh, I can't imagine how difficult the situation, might get. Thank you. Is there anything else you would like to add to just in general? So
we have also collaboration with the 2 other projects which have been selected within Pianoforte call number 1. In fact, we have some collaboration with Predict project. We will have our final workshop will be a joint workshop, in fact, with Predict, and we also intend to have some collaboration with CityStra. So we try to have this next year, especially for training responders. So that's the idea. So it's not built at the moment, but this is something we had in mind to propose as a training, joint training.
Of course, not a bad idea at all. Mr. Croüail, thank you so much for this enlightening interview. I will stop the recording right now.